Welders of Instagram, how did we do? Find out next time on Dirt Nation Off-Road. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Dirtnation Off-Road. So today, it's a project day. We are working on all the Dirtnation rigs because guess what? Broken, and just broke.
Just plain broke.
Just plain broke. I'm broke too. We're all broke. But we're going to work on some rigs today. Probably throughout this video. I got a couple things. Each rig needs something. The main one that we're going to start off today is our 98 Nissan Frontier Bruiseberry. You haven't seen this rig in a while. I think the last time we used it was back in May. Took it out to San Diego and fucked up a bunch of stuff. But this rig just has a bunch of underlying old issues that kind of need to be cleaned up. Just to give you an idea, transfer case linkage needs to be fixed. We did a 63 swap on it before that last trip, and there's a couple things we have to clean up with that. We have some cracks on the cage, and then the main thing is we got some hairline cracks going on in front of the steering box over here. So we got to tear apart this truck, and I'm going to go through all the gussets in the front, the cross member and everything, and we're going to just go through and weld all this stuff up, plate it where we can plate it. The steering needs to be refreshed a little bit, so we're going to tear all that stuff apart. Kind of going to go through this truck a little bit and fix some stuff up. We got a motor mount to replace, just a bunch of things. I don't know, we had to replace a window on that side, but now we don't have a mirror on that side. The front drive shaft was broken. We're gonna have to fix that. So we got a few things to do on this truck. Also, we're cleaning up our the Mrs.'s Bender Wrangler over here. So we're gonna have to do some things to this one. We took the fenders off because it's all jacked up. We got work to do. Winchers, I broke it last weekend. The Tacoma needs a steering rack. The YJ's actually fine. I need to put a drive shaft in it, and that's about it. I can mess with the transfer case a little, but we may not do that in this video. But, babe, we got a lot to do. Yeah, we're going to get started with Bruiseberry. We're going to tear it apart. In this video, we'll also be testing out a new welder, so I'll get into that once we get to the welding aspect. But we're going to be checking out a new one, reviewing it for you guys in this video. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I feel like crap. I've been sick for the past week, but we're doing good things. So let's get this thing on jack stands and start wrenching. So we're gonna grease all this shit up so it can maybe come off with a little bit of ease. These came off no problem, but let's smack the knuckles until these come loose. Just like that. That joint's no good.
Some Chamorro actions right there.
That actually helped a little. All right, time for this steering box to come out. Check this out, guys. We got this chinga right there. I got to take that bolt out of there, and then not allow this shaft to slide up. I think that'll do it. Yeah, I'd say that joint is ready for some changing. Oh yeah.
The meanest thing that he ever did had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. That helped to make you strong. Oh, it's one hell of a fight. I know you had.
So, got those apart. Got all our joints off, and we're gonna go to a parts store, find some of those. They should be like some GM or Ford Dana 44 ones, so get those swapped out. Should be good to go. All right, next on the list, this motor mount right here. Let's show you how it looks. That one I did many moons ago. That trans mount I've changed a couple times. This is the first time we've had to change this one, so we're just gonna jack up the oil pan right here just to put some weight off of this. And there was one bolt missing already, and I took out that other one, and then you got one more bolt right there to just slip the mount out, so shouldn't be too bad. Maybe we're close. We're reaching our limit. Good. All right. Out goes the motor mount. Yeah, that thing's jacked. New one's in place. I'm gonna start bolting it together. So got the jack holding it up. When I was driving around in San Diego, I ended up the front drive shaft, the bolts came loose, and when it did, it went and took out the transfer case linkage. So now we have a limp transfer case. So let's climb underneath here and see what's going on. So it looks like the linkage just broke, and we're gonna go ahead and just take that off. All right, so we're gonna get started here. We got to clean out that crack. So I'm gonna grind away pretty much all of those welds right there, and we'll just end up re-welding it, and then I'm gonna check all around, see what's cracked and what needs to be welded, but we'll start there. Anyhow, we're getting wrapped up for today. Just to show you, right down here was our main crack. We have a little bit of cracking on the top, so we ground that all away. We're gonna hit that with some big old fat booger welds, and we're gonna call it good. Then on the other side here, same deal. We got that. We're gonna get that welded up, and then took care of our motor mount. That's all good to go. I tightened the lower ball joint. Has a little bit of play, but we're gonna mess with that later. In the rear, we're gonna change the 2 shocks. Maybe just one, I don't know. That one keeps breaking. It's time to get rid of it. And then the main thing that I did was I just cut these off. So this was the reinforcement for the rear bumper to the cage. So I cut this off because it was interfering with the 63 swap right here. So you can see it was doing that on both sides. So we cut that off so that we can get the proper flex. We're just gonna end up moving it back right here so that it's out of the way of the shackle. So we'll do that tomorrow. But good day so far. We're gonna do a little bit of shopping. We're gonna get those steering ends that we need, and we'll continue with all this tomorrow. See you then. Let's get it. A lot of shenanigans to do. Miss Christie is building our welding cart for our new welder, even though we have a nice welder over here, but we're trying out a new one in this video. So we're gonna get our cart built, and then we got some burning to do, we got some cutting to do, some grinding to do, a lot of fun stuff. I'm gonna get started with taking off these shocks and see if I have a set in the bin over there that are gonna work for the front. So we got our front shock taken off of Bruceberry, and as you guys can see, watch this. And it's not coming back up. That's bad news bears. So we're gonna junk that one. And as always, we got like a lot of these Bilsteins lying around, so I'm just gonna throw 2 of these Bilsteins. And you know, it's not like the Bilsteins are, you know, that good for me, because take a look, we keep breaking them anyways, but I got a lot of them, so we'll keep using them. All right, up next, let's check out our brand new welder. So this is the Yeswelder, the Firstest DP200. So I think this is a new welder from them. This thing's got a bunch of things going on. It does have an LCD screen. Looks like you have a quick time start of 3 minutes. It's dual voltage. You can do 120 and 240. Although my house isn't set up for 240 right now, we're gonna get that done in the near future. So we're gonna be doing 120 in this video. But what else we got over here? We can do MIG and MAG. So MIG, I think, is steel. MAG, I think, is with aluminum. You got flux core, TIG, stick, and settings, whatever that is. You got a dual pulse MIG, multi-process, ultra thin material, aluminum supported. So there's a lot going on with this welder. We're gonna be testing some of it out in this video, and then we'll see what happens. But I've already cracked it open, but we're gonna get it set up. Christy built our new welding cart Ta-da! So we'll get a setup on that one, and we'll burn some metal. Should be fun. Cut. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah! There she blows. The Yeswelder. Very good, very good. I hope you know how to set this up, because I don't. Key in right here. This is what's really cool about this thing. So this comes already set up for steel MIG, but it does give you another liner to where you can do aluminum MIG. So you have to replace the liner on the inside, and I think they give you 2 welding wires. One of them's for MIG, one of them's for steel, one of them's for aluminum. So that's gonna be our wand that we're using. I believe this is stick, right, babe?
Yes, stick.
Yeah, so that's for stick. We're not gonna do stick in this video. This is our ground. This is our 210 or 110 thingamabobber, and then we have some destructions. You know what those are? Are those for TIG?
Yeah, you have to put it for the wire.
Oh, that's for the wire?
You have to make sure it's the right size of the wire.
Got it. So there's 2 different wires.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out what wire we're using. I don't know which one. So while she does that, let's unwrap a couple of these things. So we're going to need this one. We're definitely going to need this. We're going to need ground. And then we're going to need the MIG wire. So we got a MIG wire. Flux wire can go to the side. She's getting that. I'll go get our argon tank or whatever's in here. It's not argon, is it? Let's see. What kind of gas are we using? We're using gas. Ooh. And then real welders, they roll them like this, but they do it like way faster. If you guys don't know, this is literally what she does for a living. So.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I defer to her. And if she don't know what she's doing, imagine how I feel. All right, peel test. Hell yeah. Looks good to me. All right, as we were. Cool. All right, we're gonna plug in our MIG chingadera. So that one goes in there like that, and then we just start screwing it in. So that's good. And then this one, put this to the side. Here, hold that. We're ready for liftoff, I think.
It's already set up for 35 to run MIG. So this is done.
Woohoo! Bloopers! So we got welding wire now. And then this goes back on there.
There we go. And then you just
Snip in. All right, let's check out some of our settings here on the machine. So you can control your amps in and out, and then you can also control the voltage. So we're gonna figure out what we need on that, and then you can go back and forth. So you can go, you go steel, then you can pick what kind of metal you're welding on. We're gonna do steel, and then your gas and air, whatever mixture. So we're at 75% argon, 25% CO2. Welding wire width or diameter or whatever, yeah, diameter. So we're at 0.30. This is the gauge, the thickness of what we're welding. So we're welding to this slider right here. I guess we got to figure that out. We'll figure that out right now. It's because we need a ground. That's how you ground a cage. All right, so we got our settings that we're gonna use. We're gonna do 120, and that already sets it at 16 volts. We picked our thickness. I think we're good to go. Let's fucking weld something. First go with the Yeswelder. Hopefully this ain't the no welder. All right, we're gonna give her fucking 120 volts of hell. Whatever's in there's cooking. Oh, I think it's the transmission fluid.
Yeah.
But it's all cleaned up. So that's the key, is those right there. We're welding over that. Should I gap that right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Like that hole that's right there, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting cleaned up for the day. Good first use of the welder. I'm digging it so far. I think the missus is digging it so far. We're doing a little bit of cleaning. We're putting all this stuff away. Not quite done with the truck yet. We're going to continue with it probably throughout the week or next weekend, and we will check in then. Let's get it. All right. So got our steering. Let's go grab our ends over here, because actually we might need to steal a couple jam nuts, maybe some castle nuts. So as I previously showed you guys, pretty much all these ends are junk. These things are no good, so we're going to be replacing all of them. Fun fact, this tie rod bar is also bent, which is why you can see how it wobbles. But that's fine. We could just adjust the steering so that it'll still be straight, fix our toe. Now, I had to do a little bit of digging and research and fun stuff in order to get the correct ends, even though these may not even be the correct ends, but regardless, we're gonna do our best to make it work. So because this axle that's on the truck is a Dana 44, there's a lot of vehicles that the Dana 44 came in. You have Chevy, you have Jeep, and then you have Ford. What I proceeded to do was pull pretty much every single inner and outer tie rod that is made for any of those vehicles from the 70s and 80s. And we ended up getting two ends that the exact same one that are for a Jeep Wagoneer, like a 1980, and then this one right here is actually for like a Chevy Blazer with a half-ton Dana 44, and I think that's going to make it work. So as far as I can see, this is the I think it's 7/8 0.625 or something like that for the thread, and 18 pitch or whatever it is. And then I just have to double check that the stud is the same, but we do have our greasy fittings and all that stuff, so that's good. We're going to rebuild the steering with this stuff. Hopefully it all goes together pretty good to where we can have some fresh steering, and then we'll be good to go from there. Side note, as the dogs fight over here, hey, go fuck yourselves. Check out our new tires. So the Mrs.'s Jeep, that one right there, she's got some needle mud grapplers. We're going to be throwing her Jeep on 37s. Hey, Bella, what do you think of the 37s? She's like, move these 37s so you can pet me. I know. This is where we're at to store them. They got shipped yesterday. Bookshelf. On my bookshelf. In my bookshelf. That's my bookshelf. Yeah, my boy. That's my big boy. Aurora? Goodbye. All right, let's we're gonna put some anti-seize. We call this jacking off the Tin Man. If you know, you know. Put a little bit on there. This is the hard part about owning a truck that's, you know, built by somebody else, first of all. Second of all, it has a Frankenstein slew of different parts on it. So, you know, when it comes to actually replacing the parts and servicing it, you just don't know. You know, I could have went with all new steering, did Heims or something like that, but it's just, it doesn't make any sense. Why would I, you know, I knew these were going to be off the shelf type parts. It's just a matter of finding out which ones they are. Steering, ready to go. Facing out. So let's start here. Put this one right yonder. It's a regular thread, Dustin. It's not that hard. Jesus. Okay, one cotter pin in. Okay, let's. All right, that's not working. All right, let me see that linkage, babe. So, here's our transfer case linkage that we jacked up pretty good. Broke this thing in half. I don't know. You sure it's not steel? Anyways, secondary issue is related to the transfer case flange coming out the front. I don't know if this was a stock setup or what the hell's going on, but this thing had bolts feeding through it like so, right? And then the dust shield, so let's put this like this, the dust shield was over it like that. Now the problem that we run into is that you have to take the dust shield off in order to get the bolts out, but for some reason I already had lost a bolt, so I have to take it off in order to get all this corrected. Then the other issue is, for some reason, you know, I found new bolts that'll work. These are from like my Toyota drive shafts. The fucking head of the bolt doesn't fit in there correctly. Look at it, it doesn't fucking line up. This doesn't make any freaking sense to me. I don't even know what kind of bolts were in there. They must have been really small in order to fit on that small little edge. So I don't know if I'm gonna just grind this away a little bit so it's gonna fit in there. Also, we did screw this up when this all broke. I mean, I need a new drive shaft as it is, but whatever. Let's see what we can do about this. Whatever. All right, we're gonna shave these a little bit so that they'll fit inside this little crevice. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you shitbox. Repair our sway bar link right here. Why do I keep saying sway bar link? It looks exactly like a sway bar link, but it's actually the transfer case linkage. So we did snap that in half. I don't even know if this is made of steel or what it is, but I am going to attempt to use the carnage welder to burn that together. It's probably not going to work. This is literally just for science. Okay, let's ground to that. Mask is on. Let's see. That worked. No way. What the fuck? There's no way that's holding together. Nope. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. At least we tried. Figure out what the hell I'm gonna do about this thing since it's not this chingadera. I might try and make one. See what I'm gonna do about that. We figured out our drive shaft so we could put that back together. Pretty much the whole front end is done. What I'm gonna start working on right now, since we want to continue using our new welder, I'm gonna grind down some spots right here so we can get this welded up. And then previously we did the 63 swap. My welds weren't very good on it, so I am going to cut down some of those welds and redo them just so we can get some good penetration and kind of get all that squared away as solid as we possibly can. So from there, I don't know. We'll see what we're going to do, but we're going to continue cranking away at this thing. I'll get started with this right now. I'm going to grind down what I got to grind down so we can weld that. And then not fucking bad, Dustin. All right, first of all, I did that right-handed. I'm left-handed, and I mean, it ain't great, but it ain't bad either. So I am gonna take that as a fucking W. All right, we boogered it. Good enough for me. All right. You know, I'm learning with this welding stuff. I gotta stop being such a crackhead and slow down a little bit. So, okay, right here, I mean, we ground this down. So my goal is I'm just gonna lay some solid shit in between the frame and this mount and fucking tie all that together. Then I'm gonna do the same thing on the front side right here, and then we'll go check all the other mounts and see what they're looking like. I mean, we didn't do a horrible job blending this together. It's just you could see the holes because we were filling in a fat ass gap. So now my goal is to just fill it all in, but really just take my time and do a good job with it. Cool. I'm loving this welder so far. It's really easy to use, especially for a beginner like me. So we'll keep going with it. Ah! Woo! Burn! All right, Nissan's back in all fours. Let's go take a test drive. This thing's in four-wheel drive or something because it's making some weird noises. Let's see. We're going left. All right, team. Let me know. Is the front door okay? Well, test drive was semi-successful. This thing sucks on the road. It always has. Especially, you know, I'm a little spoiled now. I work at a shop. So now I'm getting a lot better at identifying, you know, death wobble and kind of steering issues. And this thing definitely has them, especially since, you know, we replaced the joints. So replacing the tie rod ends, the drag link ends. Now this thing just feels like it's going to have death wobble, which I'm not surprised about, considering the fact that it does have, first of all, it has, you know, a rear drive shaft that's bent, so it's going to vibrate all over the place. It doesn't matter about death wobble, but regardless, it has a welded transmission mount, so, you know, more vibration, more noise, and lastly, this thing doesn't have a stabilizer or hydro assist. So because of all that, that's going to contribute to the fact that it feels like the steering wheel just kind of to the left, you know, kind of doing its thing. But regardless, truck's all back together. For now, it's usable. Regardless, in this video, we're actually not done yet. I still want to do some more stuff with the welder. The Tacoma needs some work, and I don't know what we're going to end up doing with this one. This one needs a ton of work, and it needs mostly body work, but might be more welding shenanigans. Who knows? We might work on the YJ in this video. I don't know yet. I know for sure we got to do the steering rack on the Tacoma, and there is some welding to be done, so I want to contribute to, you know, doing some more videos on the Yeswelder and showing you guys, because, I mean, honestly, so far, I really like that thing. You know, coming from somebody who's a 100% beginner when it comes to welding, I mean, my only experience with welding is the Carnage welder, and you know, that one's like super duper simple, you know, as it is, but most of the time it's just trail welding, you know, spot welding, tack welding, or doing some kind of trail fix. But this is my first like actual MIG welder where it's set up correctly, and hey, you know, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm still able to lay down some welds and put some stuff together. We'll see does this truck fall apart with time, or, you know, is my little booger weld's going to hold, you know? That's what we'll have to see. But for now, I'm really enjoying the welder. You know, we'll talk a little bit more about it later when we start working on the Tacoma and whatever other chingas we got to do. But that's going to be it for today. I am going to clean up. We got a whole fucking mess to go through. So we're going to do all that, and then we will be back to it another day. Let's get it.